Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, quickly approaching this year's All-Star break. Our matchup tonight taking place in Sacramento, the Golden One Center, as we watch the Kings go up against the Philadelphia 76ers. Checking out the 76ers, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. All-Star Week is rapidly approaching. Whoa, there it is. Whoa, that is rapid, that thing. Yeah. Who do you think benefits the most from this break in the action?
Oh, guys nursing injuries. You know, if you have a minor injury, this is a great time to get 3 or 4 days to just kind of chill out, get healthy, get some treatment. And the older veterans, they could just rest up because this is maybe a 10th year in the league. You're like, okay, I need a break.
You know, it's a good mental break for everybody, all the players. And coaches, they can sit back and have strategy assessments, player assessments, all type of assessments and accessories.
Yeah, and if anybody needed a mental break, it's you. Here's Kevin Harlan with the call.
Seems like we've been here before. Yes, it is Groundhog Day. And we welcome you to this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us. And from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. Kings looking to make the most out of their home court advantage here in Sacramento. Take a look at the 76ers. This is a game they expect to win. They come into this matchup confident and ready to take care of business.
And seeing where the 76ers are, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
Yeah, they'll be there in the playoffs. I'm sure of that. It's just a matter of how high they'll be seeded.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Guys, Joel Embiid is listed at 7 feet, but at player introductions, they say 7'2" center, Joel Embiid. Now, Brett Brown says when you stand next to him, you understand the difference between 7 feet and 7'2". He's a big man, Kevin.
He is tremendous size and skill to match, TA. Thanks. You know, Chris, parity, always a question, you know, in this league and how you try to get teams to advance. But over a long season, it seems like any team can surprise you on any given night.
Yeah. Almost every team has the talent that can beat you, especially in a one game. You must respect your opponent. Sometimes it can come down to schemes, coaching. Sometimes it can come down to just one bad shot. You can never underestimate motivation as a factor. And that's where the good teams separate themselves. Who can continue to have that same focus every night. And in the words of Coach Popovich, that appropriate fear of your opponent.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Saric is the 4 with Embiid in the middle. Robert Covington out there with Wall. And it's Simmons in at the 3 spot.
And you see how comfortable Simmons is. I mean, he has the size and touch to be effective down there.
And so it's the 76ers getting on the board first. To the paint. That one, no good. Wall with some nice defense. And there's the pass to Covington. And they cash in right away with the quick shot.
This is the confidence Covington has in himself. Assertive as shooting right off the pass.
Covington against Hield. It's Young on the wing. He's coming off a 22-point game against Atlanta. Pass to Bagley. 5 on the clock. The kick out to Young. The three-pointer, no good.
Cold start from 3 shots, 3 misses. Good thing it's early.
And it's Saric, that time on the assist by Simmons. Saric has got his first points in this one. For Sacramento, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Young against Wall. Young finds Hield. Shoots over Covington, and he can't bank that one in.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That's his first foul. Ball taking his time here. He's looking for Embiid and finds him.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
Well, a good attempt to try to finish that alley-oop steal, though. Still should have went for something better than that, though.
Now, here is Young, and we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. 5 on the clock. Shot by Hield, nobody around. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. The 76ers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
And when you foul Simmons, you really got to foul him. You don't want to just mess around. He powers through.
You know, you watch Ben Simmons play, and it isn't a surprise, Chris, that he's a threat to go off for a triple-double every time he suits up.
But Simmons is going to have a lot of triple-doubles in his career. Great size and a knack for the ball when it comes to rebounding.
One shot, gentlemen.
And that one misses. Even as the team rebuilds, business booming for the Kings. Chris, ticket sales, sponsorships, you name it.
Well, the fans are doing their part to make this team a winner. You can bet that.
Here's Simmons following the basket by Buddy Hield. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Covington's shot is off. The Kings trail by 6. And Young kicks to Hield. Back to Young.
Pretty high percentage look with the D playing off him. Just couldn't knock it down.
Wall and Wall with the slam.
Wall is a highly intelligent player. He sees the floor pretty well. Sprinting to the cup with ease that time.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Young against Wall. And Young kicks to Hield. Pass to Bagley. Shot clock at 6. Lets the 3 fly.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Well, think back to when Ben Simmons was first drafted as the top pick in 2016. Everyone knew he could be a playmaker as a small forward. But really, he functions fully as a point guard when he's out on the floor.
One shot.
That's good from Simmons. And Chris, Simmons a player that almost transcends the traditional basketball position.
He's a playmaker, plain and simple. He has the height and vision and skill to line up anywhere. Simmons, he could be viewed as a generational talent when it's all said and done.
Timeout is called. First of the game for Sacramento.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Well, I think the first thing they need to talk about are the rotations. There's a lot of miscommunication out there.
A moment now to see the numbers for Young. He's putting up about 21 points per, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer.
Now here's Hield. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. Wall against Young. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Caldwell Pope.
Yeah, really like the defensive focus and intensity at the start.
And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Covington against Hield. Covington kicks to Wall. Puts it up from 12. Jump shot is good that time.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Young pass to Henson. To halt the run. Outside for Caldwell Pope. Tipped away and stolen by Simmons. Here's Saric. Yes, that goes in. Saric has got his second bucket of the night.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Young finds Hield. Drills it from outside. Hield's got 5 now.
I love seeing Hill shoot the 3-ball. He's a high percentage scorer from there, firing with ease.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. And for Trae Young, it's a little unfair that he's already being compared to Steph Curry.
Scouts are always going to look for comparisons. And I'm not saying Young is Curry, but many of the strengths and weaknesses are similar. The size and athleticism, the insane range, and both have that it factor.
And the 76ers with some changes. Muscala, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. Johnson comes in for Saric. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Ben Simmons. Now, here's Covington. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Redick against Hield to the middle. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on John Wall.
You know, you can't be overzealous inside when you guard Young. You got to be better at contesting without fouling. And I'll tell you, Trae Young, go big or go home. Always gives you 100%, as competitive as they come. And the young fella wants to win so badly, sometimes that emotion really comes out.
That's good from Young. And you know, Greg, it's amazing the impact Young makes, especially, of course, on the offensive end.
High-level shot maker, a threat the moment he crosses half court. Instinctive playmaker, just needs to play more within himself and avoid over-dribbling.
And so Young nails them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Now, here is Muscala. Defense is right there. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. And with this break, let's bring up the list of the dominant rookie rebounders in the NBA this season. Second is Marvin Bagley.
And, you know, rebounding was a skill that I thought would translate to the NBA for him. We knew he could board with the best of them, and he has not disappointed.
Now, here's Wall. 17 points for him last game against Golden State. Here's Johnson. Covington trying to break free. Johnson, good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Hield outside. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You take a look at the Warriors. They're looking extremely sharp right now. Poised in the top spot and playing very well. And, of course, Sacramento, not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And checking out Sacramento, there were fears they'd be one of the NBA's doormats this season. Those fears have turned out to be well-founded.
Yeah, and we're deep enough into the season now to know they don't have what it takes to mount up any kind of charge.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
The Kings trail by 14. Young taking his time here. DiVincenzo. Defended by Covington. To the inside, Bagley, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
You know, when Marvin Bagley entered the league, there were some questions as to which position would he play, but the versatility he brings is special. He can guard a number of positions, score inside and out, and he is a tremendous rebounder.
No good on the free throw. And one thing you can't question about Bagley, Greg, his intensity level.
As competitive as they come. He's ferocious around the rim. Oftentimes, he looks like he wants it more than anybody else on the floor.
Good on the second free throw.
And really the potential Bagley has is so exciting. Just an absolute menace on both ends. And you can tell he wants to be great.
Now here's Covington. And Muscala has it in the corner. Shot clock at 6. Wall up top, defended by Young. Wall, no luck.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Hield against Redick. Hield kicks to Siakam. Back to Hield. Young outside. DiVincenzo. Off target from outside. The 76ers leading by 13. Covington with it. There's the three. He doesn't hit that one. And the Kings going the other way now.
Well, he hasn't been very precise at all.
No problems knocking that one down.
How about the vision from the crafty little guard? Young excels at realizing when his guys have clean looks.
And Wall kicks to Muscala. He dishes it to Johnson. It's Covington on the wing. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Covington's got 5 points so far.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And it's happening at both ends, trying to end this thing before it begins.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Some changes for Sacramento. Harry Giles is checked in for Bagley. Allen comes in for Buddy Hield. And Farrell subbed in for Young. Giles the pass to Siakam. Allen in the post, covered by Redick. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. And so it's Wall. He brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. They lead by 11. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Sacramento.
You know, some teams just have your number. And that was the case between these two last season.
Now here's Wall. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Allen drives in. Out to the right wing. Farrell for 3. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Yeah, and in a hostile environment, they did not rise to the occasion, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, they allow way too many easy buckets. I thought they lacked toughness and energy all night.
Here's Farrell. 76ers getting the bucket. DiVincenzo sinks the three-pointer. He's got 6.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
And the 76ers call time here. every year there seem to be a few rookies, C-Web, who immediately show that they should have been drafted a lot higher. Why is there the difficulty in placing these guys where they should be drafted? Why are evaluations sometimes wrong?
Evaluations, they can be so iffy because of the team skill set. I tell a lot of players when they come into the NBA, don't be frustrated after your first year or second year if you haven't played the way that you want. In order to be a great basketball player, you have to have a great situation, a team that needs you to do certain things at certain times that you can do for them. And so I think why evaluating is so hard is because you're evaluating the player and then evaluating the unknown, how they fit in with these different pieces that have already been established on your team. And that's kind of the wild card. You can know if a guy can shoot, dribble, and pass, but how does it work with the other players on the team? And so there's some GMs that have missed out on a lot of great talent, but you can't beat them all up because there's so many moving parts into this evaluation that usually it's easier to get it wrong than right.
The Kings shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
He's off on the first.
And think about, Kevin, this talented 76ers team. Coach Brown helped shape and form the core of this roster. I mean, he's come up with the group much as they have grown under him.
And he's good on the second. And with Brown, he has the trust of the players because they have gone through the same trying times.
And let's not undervalue what stability is meant for this group. Having a coach like Coach Brown, who has been through the ups and downs with the Sixers, it makes players play that much harder for him.
The Kings trail by 11. Farrell kicks to Siakam. DiVincenzo. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. He's got 8.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Simmons left side. Passes it to Chandler. Clock at 6. The shot that time, not on target. And for Sacramento, they're shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Allen passes to Farrell. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Well, this is just another case where being aggressive wins out.
Now, here's Reddick. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And look at the fearlessness. It comes into play when you talk about Simmons. He's a force inside.
The 76ers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group. Only around 75%.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Well, it's clear Simmons is a unique player. He's 6'10", a guard, can pass the ball, move the ball, great vision. It's a no-brainer that he's been compared to Magic Johnson and LeBron.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The Kings trail by 9. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. DiVincenzo, covered by Reddick. Poked away and stolen by Simmons. Lays it up and banks it in. Simmons got 11.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Right off the opening tip, they've been relentless. And this style of play can be hard to come back against.
Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. 76ers ahead. They lead by 11. Live from Golden One Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
Don't miss the action. Your favorite NBA superstars are here to compete in a showcase of the league's top talent. It's the NBA All-Star Game.
Growing up the youngest of 5 with 4 older sisters, John Wall said it taught him a lot. And Wall had his challenges certainly growing up. We all know those stories, losing his father at a young age. But his mother, his aunts, Greg, his sisters, they protected him.
It helped him to get where he is now. We see it so often. A young man making it to the NBA is really a victory for the entire family.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a comfortable margin here for the 76ers guys.
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Yeah, closing down the lane, closing out on perimeter shooters. Interesting first quarter.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Simmons runs the show with Redick at the 2. Saric is the 4 with Embiid in the middle. And it's Chandler in at the small forward. Here's Ferrell after Ben Simmons' bucket. Inside, it's deflected. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, the Kings signed some quality vets last season, but when the losses piled up, they decided to go young. Now, the focus is on development. The veterans still have a role providing steadying presence on the court and in the locker room. Kevin?
David, it certainly is a balancing act. Thanks for that report.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
And the rejection by Embiid.
Awesome timing on the rejection. Embiid, the big fella. You don't want to bring it in around this guy.
For Sacramento, they have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6.
2 shots. Shoot 2, gentlemen.
First free throw is good. And Chris, with the way the 76ers have taken huge steps forward, what should the expectations be for this team the next few years?
I wouldn't be surprised, Kev, if they were competing for a title in a few seasons. I mean, they have a very flexible cap to improve their roster, and anything less than that, I think, should be viewed as a disappointment.
That one is no good. Philadelphia leading by 10. Chandler outside. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Oh, man, you better appreciate the unselfishness. When Redick sees an open teammate, as great of a shooter as he is, he's fast at getting him the ball.
Here's Ferrell. 14 points from him the last game against Atlanta. The pass to Giles. Takes it from 10. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Here's Simmons. He's got 13. The shot by Chandler wide open. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Now, you can't leave anyone uncovered around Simmons. I mean, he's fantastic at seeing when one of his guys is open.
Ferrell kicks to Giles. DiVincenzo, covered by Redick. 4 on the clock. Ferrell, that's a 2-pointer in the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest. The 76ers leading by 11. And slam dunk by Saric.
I mean, dunking is simple for Saric. He just needs good positioning.
And here's Ferrell. He'll bring it up for Sacramento. They host the Spurs after this one. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. Chris, when you were playing, you moved between a couple teams. What's the hardest part about getting traded that fans may not understand?
One is your ego. You don't want to usually leave. If you didn't ask for a trade, you don't want to leave that town, that city, the fans, or your players that have become friends. If you happen to be a parent, think about it. Your kids may be switching schools in the middle of the year. What if you have a kid that's in his senior year of school and you have to be traded, and you may have to take the family with you? So many just tough situations for individuals and for families. The bond you develop with fans in the city, and players, members of the organization is very strong. And so it's a lot of times it's shocking and hurtful. It's how quickly can you adjust, because that new team wants you and needs you badly.
Good insight.
That's his first personal foul.
Allen against Chandler. Here's Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
And once Simmons turns on the Jets, there's no stopping him. I love seeing him play with this much confidence.
Farrell kicks to Giles. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That's his first foul. DiVincenzo.
Solid at contesting shots. Redick really has developed into a fine defender over time.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And Chandler throws it down.
And that pattern continues, guys. Another heat check, another log on the fire.
Oh, I know this feeling. They're in that special zone where you feel untouchable. They haven't missed in a while.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
That's a perfect setup. Solid screen. Defender can't avoid it. Opens up a clear path to the bucket.
And the 76ers call time here. Well, see, Webb, there were a ton of huge personalities on this 76ers team, from the stars right on down to the rotation players.
Well, it starts with the Embiid. You know, he's talking junk out there. And think about the quiet swagger that Simmons plays with. This group genuinely get along, and they play for each other. The trials they went through to get here as a core, they should have all the confidence in the world.
A platoon swap here for Sacramento. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Mike Muscala is checked in for Joel Embiid. Johnson comes in for Saric. Robert Covington's checked in for J.J. Redick. And John Wall subbed in for Ben Simmons. And it's the Kings with the ball. Philadelphia able to drain the three. Got a piece of it. All with the steal. It's in. That's his third field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Oh, he's not happy to pick up a second foul. This early in the game, he's got to be careful now.
Young left side. Bagley kicks to Hield. Shoots over Covington. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That's his third foul of the game.
He was hoping to avoid a third foul before the break. Now, he might have to sit out until halftime.
Chandler finds Wall. Back to Chandler. Pass to Covington. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Here's Wall. 6 to shoot. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Young passes to Henson. The dish to Hield. Will it go? And it's good on the way in. Hield's got his third basket of the night right there.
I like how Hield gets solid positioning inside. A terrific score close to the basket.
All with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Now here's Covington. He's tightly guarded. Over Hield. Off the left rim and out.
Low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Now here is Young. He kicks it to Hield. Back to Young. Nailed from three-point land.
And the touch Young has from beyond the arc, he is almost unguardable from there.
Wall passes to Johnson. Chandler against Caldwell Pope. Chandler finds Muscala. Another three for Philadelphia.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
And I love it, Greg. Both sides inflicting damage from the perimeter. We'll see how the defense is adjusting.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's his third foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
It's Young on the wing, covered by Wall. Young against Wall. 6 on the shot clock. And that one is good.
And a depth mid-range shooter as well. All Young needs is a little breathing room, and he set the fire.
And Wall kicks to Muscala. Dishes it to Johnson. And the call will be against Marvin Bagley. That is his first foul of the game. Pass to Covington. Here's Wall. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
As point guards go, Wall is very adapted, taking the ball inside. I mean, he gets a lot of points in there.
And Young kicks to Hield. Wall against Young. Back to Hield. Clock at 6. Shoots over Covington. And again, it's Sacramento converting.
Masterful ball control right there from Hield. Effective at slicing through the defense and getting where he wants to go.
Buddy Hield grew up in a tough area in the Bahamas. Didn't have a lot of things the rest of us all take for granted.
Yeah, he slept in a room with all 6 of his ceilings. At the crack of dawn, he tiptoe over them. I mean, think about this. To make sure he got to school on time, he had to be the first in his kitchen to boil water for his bath. I mean, what a story. Shows you where he came from. It also shows you. Wow.
And Wall kicks to Johnson. Covington against Hield. Chandler right side. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Young against Wall. Young outside. The 76ers leading by 19 points. Chandler scanning the floor. Three-pointer. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
He's taking over the game. Their lead's going to get even bigger if he keeps this up.
Sacramento's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. Let's now pause to take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for the Kings.
And their guards really have done what they could to keep it close. What little offense they've been able to generate has come from the backcourt. They just need a little more balance.
Now, here's Bagley. 17 points for him last game against Atlanta.
And there was a lot he gave him on that other end of the floor. Don't forget about that. His defense was a big factor. He ended up with 3 steals.
Just 4 to shoot.
His stroke has not been what they needed it to be, but looks like they're going to keep going to him.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And Muscala kicks to Chandler. Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
That one drops for him. And that's now 11 points for Buddy Hield.
And the mid-range game of Hield is excellent. Always got to play up on him when he has the ball.
Young against Wall. They get a hand on it. Three-pointer. No good. And the 76ers go the other way with it. Here's Chandler. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. The Kings trail by 20. Caldwell Pope outside. Kicks to Henson. Hield against Covington. Young in the corner. Buries the long-range jumper.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Wall passes to Muscala. And it's Kentavious Caldwell Pope with the foul. That's his fourth foul of the contest.
And that's his fourth foul. And we're not even at halftime. That is going to limit his playing time and his aggressiveness the rest of the game.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Embiid, he's checked in for Muscala. Saric comes in for Johnson. And it's Ben Simmons in for Wilson Chandler. Wall finds Saric. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Covington on the money from 12 feet away. Covington's got 12.
And it's clear Covington isn't bashful. He welcomes any opportunity he gets to score inside.
Now Young.
You have to remember how quick Wall is, especially on defense, where he can be a menace.
And so it's Philadelphia taking a 19-point lead into the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Kentavious Caldwell Pope. And Kentavious, you guys were getting a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half. How important was that?
I mean, that is important, man. We got to keep them off the glass. We can't get them second shot, and we got offensive rebounds too as well. Get us some second chance at the basket and just keep working hard.
Well, you made it work in the first half, KCP. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, a pretty lopsided game, but still one half to play. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Ben Simmons had it going on in the first quarter. He ended up with 15 points, 2 steals, and 4 assists. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
They have run their offense straight out of a coach's textbook tonight. Both ball and player movement have been excellent. And the result of all that movement, almost all high-quality shots they're generating. It's pretty to watch. Very good fundamental basketball.
Shaq, what's your take on Sacramento?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. You know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
Why you think coming in? And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at Ben Simmons in this game, he's been everywhere.
Well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
Terrific first half on offense. This is how you draw it up. We'll see if they can maintain that efficiency going forward.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly.
Well, the Kings, they're trying to create some continuity. I mean, the coaching and the front office positions are now signed from 2020. They say there's a unified vision on getting back to the playoffs.
They've got Hield. John Henson out there with Bagley. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Young in at the point. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. Here's Wall following the basket by Trae Young. Wall, good.
Look, you got to admire the quick trigger of Wall. Once he has the ball, he's straight up looking to shoot.
And the Kings have built a solid front office, and they're sticking with the plan as Coach Yeager is now in his 3rd season.
Well, stability is crucial. I mean, we remember the debacle before Coach came in. I mean, you want to hire good people and empower them to do some great things.
And that's how you answer back.
Trading bombs the last 2 possessions. They're going that way.
And now Sacramento on the break. And Hield gets it to go on the assist by Henson. Henson's got 3 assists tonight. The 76ers leading by 15. Passes it to Simmons. Banked in off the glass. Simmons got 17.
Embracing the physicality of the game. Simmons, he's used to getting knocked around a bit on the way up, but he's okay.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached the Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A., thanks.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Redick with the bucket.
Nice and steady so far in the second half. They're 3 for 4.
And Young kicks to Henson. On the wing, Hield. Covered by Redick. Hield, the pass to Henson. They double him with Wall. To the inside, Bagley. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And at this stage, this is where Bagley feels most comfortable. I mean, knows he has the size and touch to score inside.
Now here's Simmons, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
And let's check out some stats. Here are the numbers for J.J. Redick. 5th in 3-point shooting. And how about his top 10 ranking in free throw percentage? A knockdown shooter, ultra reliable from the line.
And yeah, he's one of the dead-eye sharpshooters in the game for sure. A top 5 percentage guy from deep. Just a hard man to slow down. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. We've seen Simmons really having a great game.
Wow, it's time for them to switch up their defense on him because what they've been doing so far is not working.
We've got a moment now to go to a rookie watch and find out who among the NBA's freshman class have been the hottest shooters. Second is Marvin Bagley.
And his confidence is going to keep growing if he continues shooting like he has over the past month.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Young against Wall. And Young kicks to Hield. 6 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Embiid's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Count it, good. 18 points for Buddy Hield.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Down low, here's Simmons. Count it, and he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
Well, that makes him 4 for 5. I mean, I think that's pretty good numbers. I mean, they've got to be pleased with how things are playing off so far.
Now, here is Young. He's got 15. The pass to Henson. He dishes it to Hield. And stolen by Redick. To the middle, here's Simmons. Gets number 9 to fall. He's only taken 10 shots.
There's no reason you should leave someone open around Sark. I mean, that's just asking for trouble.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Sacramento. Trailing by 19. Hield finds Caldwell-Pope. Back to Hield. Just 5 on the clock. Takes the 3. Rebound by the 76ers. Simmons got 4 rebounds in this game. Down low, here's Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 6 assists now in the game.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
I just love the way Embiid controls the game and inserts his will on the floor. He's so sound offensively and has a terrific inside-out game. And defensively, he'll always challenge a shooter or someone foolish enough to drive in him.
The rhythm, the timing, an encouraging sign seeing Bagley knock it down there off the catch.
And Henson sends it back. Hield from outside. A three-pointers right on target. Hield's got 21 in the game.
Oh, he's been dominant this quarter. I mean, he's determined to prevent the lead from getting any bigger.
And Philadelphia calls time here. Well, the Kings moving their G-League affiliate from Reno to nearby Stockton, California, which is a 45-minute drive from the Golden One Center.
Yeah, I love it. And the Kings fans have more of the Kings brand of support. I mean, it's all about accessibility for players and personnel. I mean, a definite change in climate, though. They'll get cooked.
And the 76ers making a change here. Chandler's checked in from the baseline. The 76ers with another miss. The Kings trail by 16. Pass to Farrell. He kicks to Hield. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
Dang, that's his 4th foul. Now he's going to have to be careful. Still a little ways to go and only 2 fouls to spare.
Now here's Bagley. 5 points in the game. 6 on the shot clock. Farrell passes to Bagley. DiVincenzo. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake. And Chandler, here we go.
I'm not sure if the D bothered him or if he just lost concentration on that one, but that's a layup he should convert.
Pass to Farrell. Passes to Bagley. Farrell kicks to Hield. Tries from 16, and there are the Kings with another bucket.
On this court of basketball, as soon as Hield sinks a few, watch out, he's feeling it.
Outside, Wall. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
DiVincenzo. He's guarded by Chandler. DiVincenzo. Good D by Embiid.
And even though it didn't go down, he did some nice work to get that inside.
No good from Simmons. The Kings trail by 16.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Farrell kicks to Hield. Sacramento moving it around. Goes up from the top of the key. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Feeds it to Redick. And he banks in the layup. Redick's got 4 this quarter.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
Here's Farrell, covered by Wall. Farrell kicks to Hield. Back to Farrell. Sacramento needs to get off a shot, but they recover it. And the pass to Hield. Back to Farrell. From past the arc. Knocks down the 3-ball. Farrell's got 9.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Chandler finds Wall. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul. It'll go to the line.
The height, quickness, the mobility of Embiid, what he possesses, it's just amazing. He's daring the defense to whack him.
Well, with Embiid, the only thing that is going to slow him down or has slowed him down so far, Steve Webb, is injuries.
So people forget that Embiid would have been the top pick in this draft if he was fully healthy. I mean, too often do great big men have their careers derailed because of injuries. Embiid, though, I think Embiid has overcome his rough patch of health. I mean, I think he's going to be a monster as long as he stays on the floor.
The first free throw is good.
And the Hakeem Olajuwon comparisons, they're somewhat legitimate. I mean, Embiid's skill set and size is something you don't see very often.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Harry Giles is checked in for Bagley. Allen comes in for Buddy Hield. Young is subbed in for Yogi Ferrell. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Chris, in football, you have a franchise tag. It allows a team to keep a superstar by delaying his free agency. Would that work in the NBA?
I'm not sure if that would work in the NBA. It would be what else would reward this player in the franchise tag? Does it allow freedom for other players to come? I think that we're going to have to address some of these issues as time goes on, especially in a place like Golden State where they have so many great players there. But one of the great things about the NBA is the freedom of movement, and I don't think that we've seen really any teams get hurt too bad by the superstar leaving if they've acknowledged he's going to leave and made a trade for him. It is when that they don't acknowledge, a la Orlando with Shaq, a la a couple of other teams, they don't acknowledge that this guy may leave, that you truly end up with nothing. So I'm not sure about that franchise tag yet, Kevin. The NBA is doing great. Players are moving around, and we're going to need some other teams to come back to dominate the team overall.
And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Mike Muscala is checked in for Joel Embiid. Saric comes in for Simmons. Robert Covington checked in for Wilson Chandler. And it's T.J. McConnell in for John Wall. DiVincenzo, covered by Redick. It's tipped.
They're still looking for his first points of the quarter. He's not doing anything to help them cut into the lead.
Saric passes to McConnell. Uses the glass to finish the layup. McConnell's got his first points of the game.
Man, bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
DiVincenzo, covered by Redick. 1:57 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Young. Connects in the foul line jumper. Young's got 17.
He's smart at using the screen there to just create space. Young, very reliable in that pick and roll.
McConnell kicks to Muscala. McConnell passes to Covington. And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
.132 left in the third quarter. Now, here's McConnell. He's covered closely. 4 on the shot clock. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off.
And right there, Young may never have the physical tools to be a great defender, but his competitiveness overrides it.
Redick up top. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. McConnell finds Covington. They get a hand on it. Oh, and here comes Young all alone. And another field goal in this total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Pass to Muscala. There's the dish to Saric. To the paint. Here's Redick. Rebound by the Kings.
Thought he was going to be able to take advantage of the D there. He had the space.
Here's Allen. He can't hit that time. And it's Philadelphia the other way. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And here's McConnell. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Back to Saric. Clock at 6. Lets it go from the wing. The shot will not fall. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. Back to the action after this word. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Redick and Covington, the shooters on the wing. Johnson is out there with Muscala, and it's McConnell in at the 1 spot. Here's Covington, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And watching Robert Covington and how he plays out there, great 3-and-D guy, the ultimate role player on a team, and he just gels well with his teammates and doesn't force shots.
And the first one drops. And Greg with Covington, he makes a point with his game to take what the defense gives him.
And sometimes that means Covington will go nights where he shoots very little. He's okay with that. He's focused on efficiency and making the best decision for the team. Only cares about wins and a true team player.
And he can't hit the second.
You know, this is the type of guy I like, from undrafted to a quality role player. I mean, he has heart. He's gotten better every year. Covington adds a lot to this team. He can let that thing fly, too. He's a fearless shooter.
Here's McConnell. Sacramento able to drain the 3. Right side, Redick. Covington kicks to McConnell. And Muscala has it in the corner. Just 5 to shoot. And he gets it to go from the corner. The Kings trail by 14. Pass to Allen. 4th quarter still young. Just over a minute play. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And there's the foul against Philadelphia. Coach Dave Yeager never missed the playoffs as head coach in Memphis. Chris, is it tough to go from that kind of success to a team now in rebuild mode?
You bet it is. I mean, it's a different challenge to build something from the ground up. It takes a lot of patience. You have to appreciate the small moments of progress, even when the wins are few.
First one falls for him. And Allen drops them both. A few possessions into the 4th quarter, just over a minute played. McConnell passes to Muscala. Here's Redick. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got rebound number 5 here tonight. DiVincenzo, covered by Redick. Farrell kicks to Giles. 6 to shoot. Fader on the way. Rebounded by Covington. The 76ers leading by 12. To the left side wing. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Now Now here's Redick. He's guarded closely. McConnell with it. The three. Rebound by the Kings. Giles has got 5 rebounds tonight. And for Sacramento, they're shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Over to the left wing. Redick with the rebound.
The movement and the shot selection are good there, but you can't hit them all.
For the three. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Giles has got 6 rebounds in the game. DiVincenzo softly drops in the floater.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Philadelphia's gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall. Redick surveying the D. Poked away. Here's Johnson. Off the mark, and the drought continues. And here's Farrell. He'll bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. They've played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Shooting justice.
One shot.
The 76ers leading by 7. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. For 3, Covington, 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
Stretching the floor with his outside shot. Covington, a true marksman who doesn't lack confidence.
DiVincenzo, covered by Redick. Rebound by Johnson.
Look, you can't defend down low much better than that. Refuses to give him an easy path to the bucket.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Killing the length of Covington. It makes him a difficult guy to guard. Skilled at picking up contact.
Free throw drops for Covington. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Kicks it out to Allen. To Farrell. Top of the key, Siakam. DiVincenzo, covered by Redick. Pocket 4. Shot from 12. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
And guys, it's going to take something very good from the D to stop him from that range. And that was not going to get it done.
Now, here's McConnell. Covington kicks to Johnson. It's on target from the high post. And the 76ers lead by 11.
Now that's a shot that Johnson is very comfortable with. He can hit that mid-range jimmy.
Over to the wing. Back to Farrell. Takes the 13-footer. Here's Giles. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
McConnell finds Muscala. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Covington inside the line, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
And the shooting stroke of Covington is pure. Doesn't get any better than that.
Farrell passes to Giles. And here is Allen. To the middle. Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut to just 9 points on the basket from Giles.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Now, here is Muscala. A platoon swap here for Sacramento. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Embiid, he's checked in for Mike Muscala. Ben Simmons comes in for Amir Johnson. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Robert Covington. And John Wall subbed in for J.J. Redick. Simmons on the wing. Over Bagley. Ben Simmons gets the bucket. Simmons got 23.
Can't afford to lose Simmons in the screen and roll. When you do, he torches you for that mistake.
Hield against Wall. Now here's Hield. D right on him. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That's foul number 2 for him. Caldwell Pope outside. Hield from outside. Nice D from Wall. The 76ers leading by 11. Good D by Hield.
That's how you protect the rim. Stand your ground and make him alter his release.
Young outside. Fires the 3. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got 11 rebounds in the game. Now here's Simmons. He's guarded closer. From deep. Wall. Sacramento grabs the miss. Here's Hield. And right through it goes. Hield's got it back down to single digits for Sacramento. And Simmons has got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. 22 is their biggest lead, and that one good. Simmons got 10 points in just the second half.
And this is what you want to see from Simmons. I mean, you want to see him drain the ball in the in-between spots. It only makes him more confident.
Back to Henson. This is to Hield. 5 on the clock. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Simmons got 6 rebounds in the game. No one near Wall as he lets it go. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
The shot's good from Henson. Here's Wall. Kicks it to Embiid. Over Henson. Nice follow through on the fadeaway. And the 76ers lead by 11.
Proving how legitimate of a threat he is inside. I mean, once Embiid gets it this close, I mean, it's all but over.
Hield with it. He's picked up by Wall. And shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
McConnell with it. He's against Young. Now McConnell. Back to Simmons. It's stolen by Bagley. On the wing, Hield. Covered by Wall. They double him with Simmons. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
Wow. Wasted possession. Thanks to what should have been a simple pass.
Saric is checked in for Philadelphia. Robert Covington comes in for T.J. McConnell. The 76ers leading by 11. And Wall kicks to Covington. Good D by Hield. Sacramento's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Caldwell Pope finds Young. That one goes. Counted. Young's got 21 in the game.
An effective multi-dimensional scorer. Young is incredible at turning on the Jets when he's feeling.
Here's Wall. The 76ers again can't hit it.
He hasn't been able to find any kind of groove this quarter. I mean, it seems like he's been running on fumes since halftime.
The kick out to Young. From outside, off the mark.
This guy, bad shots. This is the time to work the ball inside to get the best shot possible. That's the way to make the comeback happen.
Hield. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. 27 points for him.
Now, he's doing what he can do to dig them out of this hole, but I think he's going to have to turn it up even more.
All with the bounce pass. Here's Embiid. And he drops it in from the low post. Embiid's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Only so much you can do against Embiid down there. I mean, try to contest him, but his focus, I mean, it's commendable.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
The second person. Shooting just
one shot.
That's good from Bagley. The 76ers leading by 6. Down low. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Young. .127 left in the fourth quarter. And Wall kicks to Embiid. Shoots over Henson. That one is good from Joel Embiid. And the 76ers lead by 8.
You got to keep your eye on Embiid, especially from these in-between areas. I mean, he's effective at scoring.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
At the line for your Kings, Trae Young. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the gap to 7.
And, of course, all the comparisons to Steph Curry. Young just trying to be the best version of himself. And we've already seen the upside.
And he makes both free throws.
Nice work there. This is a point in the game where if you get a chance to close the gap, you've got to make the most of it.
And Wall kicks to Embiid. Down low, Simmons trying to get open. And there's Sharch on the assist by Embiid.
That's just sheer will. I mean, even when you body Sarge, he stays after it and tries to score.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're down by 8. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. It must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Shots good from Young.
Ice in his veins. Young excels at stepping to the plate and delivering in the clutch.
Wall gets to Embiid. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
Oh, man, and this is late in the game. It's tough for a team to come back. Everything has to fall into place.
Now Saric after the missed three from Trae Young. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Saric, and good, coming off the assist by Wall. And now it's a 10-point 76ers lead. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're trailing by 10. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And this is what happens when you dig yourself a hole. It's hard to climb out of.
And they can only blame themselves. A few missed opportunities, some miscues that they'd like to have back. It all adds up.
Three-pointer, Hield. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Covington dishes the Wall. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks. With John Wall. John, it sure looks like the chemistry is coming together. What is the bond like with your teammates?
We enjoy playing with each other. We have great chemistry. We all work hard, and we know how much we mean to each other, how much we work every day, and we just try to keep getting better each game.
Well, the work is paying off, John. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.